But speaking about cooking up, man, the Seattle Seahawks, man, they cooked up double-digit sacks on one Daniel Jones. Where is that offensive line at? I mean, I believe in the last few years they've spent their first round picks on offensive linemen in all the drafts. I mean, they tried to take a page out of the Cowboys book and it just hasn't seemed to work out for them. Um, I personally, I don't think any of this is on Daniel Jones as far as their record or anything that's going on with them. I definitely think it has everything to do with that offensive line not giving him the time and not letting him be him. But how do y'all feel about Daniel Jones and the G Men?
Giants are trash. Like, I'm not even gonna beat around the bush. We're just gonna have to keep it a bean and keep it a whole stack. Like, y'all are garbage, and it's unfortunate. But like again, as a franchise, you need to figure out what you can do to make it better. Like, in my opinion, like there's just so much they're missing in certain areas, and they've put so much faith in certain areas. Like, you have all this faith in Saquon, and you see the consistency with Saquon in certain areas, but it's like, what are we really getting? What is the receiving core? You just drafted, if I'm correct, they have two new receivers, if I'm right. Wandale Robinson, I think he's technically a second year. Last year was his first year. And then, do they have Jalen? Do they have Jalen Hyatt? Am I correct?
Yep.
Yeah. So, and then once again, these are guys who are like need time to progress. They're not guys you can kind of throw in your lineup and expect to do what you expect them to do as the place that you drafted them in. It's just somewhat of an unrealistic thing, but once again, you have to think about what you have as a franchise, how to maneuver around what you have, especially if you're not going to spend no money, and how you're going to figure out how to get better. Seems like the Giants are in a stalemate because they don't have enough money, they don't have enough room to really be able to make the team better, and they don't really have good enough draft picks that they're drafting things that are going to benefit to make the team better. So it's a very it's a sticky situation, da. So got to see what
I
how it
feel,
happens.
I feel like the Giants, yes, they're complete trash. I feel like yes, it is Daniel Jones' fault. Don't it can't just be the offensive line. I'm sorry. This man can't read like simple just pass plays, down the field. People are wide open down the field. He's just not reading them and seeing them over there. It doesn't matter if the line is collapsing in front of you, you move out and you still know your play. The routes that people are running. If anything, you throw that ball early if you already see it's there early. But he's not looking at that. He's already scared. I don't know if you already seen the meme when they played the Niners the other day, where his face looked like he was like halfway messed up, like he was like scared and he was looking around because he was confused with what was going on with the 49ers defense. It was real bad. So I feel like it's mainly on him. Dabo is over here throwing the clipboard and everything like that, or the tablet, because he's failing and doing not even running the right plays and things like that. So um, I feel like it leans mainly on his shoulders, and then after that, it's the offensive line. So, but I feel like they're garbage. They shouldn't have paid him, but that's the Giants. So who cares?
Man, to be fair, I'd be a little scared too if I'm looking Nick Bosa in the face. But that's it with the offensive line that I have. You're missing
Agreed.
your
Agreed.
All Pro left tackle Andrew Thomas. He's been gone since the Cowboys game. They have a rookie center who hasn't really had much NFL experience, and you got to adjust to the game, the speed of the game. I mean, they've had limited practice from Marcus McKeithen. And Evan Neal's always had issues, especially with dealing, at least, playing with the Cowboys. He's had issues with DeMarcus Lawrence. So, we as Cowboys fans understand what's going on there on the right side.
The man's in
So,
his sophomore year. He got to grow up.
yeah, but it takes time, man, especially, the adjusting to the speed of the game. If you're not one of those guys, it's going to take you a little bit. It takes guys a couple of years. And I do agree with you. He needs to, you have to adjust. But, you know, dealing with the way the defenses are moving now and the adjustments and everybody like, okay, we got film, so we know how to attack this guy, especially when you exploit a team or offensive line for one game. Oh yeah, don't worry about it. We're gonna look at that same film. We're gonna make the adjustments. We have a bunch of defensive linemen and linebackers that can play just as athletic as some of these guys, even though they may not get the credit or the acknowledgement. You know what I mean? So the Giants offensive line does have a lot of work to do. They're young. They haven't had a lot of time together. Now they're beat up. But Daniel Jones, I am in agreement with both of you guys. Daniel Jones, he's got to figure it out. I don't know. He's a sitting duck at this point, especially with that offensive line. Plus, without Saquon Barkley, you know what I mean? It's just like, hey man, he's dead in the water.
They got to get that man some real receivers. I mean, he's not. He needs a real receiver out there.
Can he get it to them?
What's the point? He got an offensive line. How you gonna throw the ball?
I mean, that too. He needs an offensive line and he needs receivers. I mean, so that's what I'm saying. It can't all be Daniel's fault, man.
I've seen enough of him, man. I can't even. The man had more.
Look,
oh my god, I just no. His stats last year isn't proofs in the pudding. Come on now, just yeah.
Hefe, I agree with you. It's not all his fault. He does need to do better. Maybe he needs to go back to Duke. Duke looks good. Despite losing to Notre Dame the other night, Duke looks good. Maybe he can learn a thing or two from that quarterback out there. You know, go back to school, figure it out, then come back to the league. You know, take a little bit of time, relax. They are beating you up out here.